it to the rack. Go to the big man. What are we saying? Both top point guards, you can make things happen.
And almost scoring. Work from Yarmolenko. And Yarmolenko again, it's in!
Beautiful Sunday to you out there.
Or so ago. This time he's hit the back of the net.
Welcome on board to another edition of Sports Tuzzle
Since September 2008.
on Pensioners 106.7 FM. Yesterday,
Fabulous save.
against all odds,
Back for Felipe Anderson. Smart stop.
Arsenal saved their season, beating Chelsea 2-1 in the final at Wembley. And of course, their 14th title.
Behind the back to the Celtic.
Our 14th FA Cup title yesterday. Just another win, the third time. 2002 they defeated Chelsea in the final. 2017 they did the same. And of course 2020, yet again, it seems like Chelsea is Arsenal's boogie team when it comes to the FA Cup. And maybe in other competitions, then Chelsea might have a way of stopping the Gunners. But yesterday, the Gunners fired. And there are bullets in their gun. Of course, another time, another moment this afternoon, your number one sport argumentative show on radio, a Sports Tuzzle, right here on Pensioners 106.7 at Barry Goneke in the city of Ibadan. Like this, to work without play, it makes Jack a dull boy. And that's everything without sports, it makes me the dullest guy ever living. Today's show will be interwoven. We have the Tuzzle, then we have a few minutes dedicated to Arsenal fans out there. I got some Nigerian Arsenal fans who have reacted to their winning yesterday. And of course, they deserve a celebration, and I won't deny you of that. This afternoon. Of course, today, what is the topic for today? What is today's topic?
Scoring. Work from Yarmolenko. And Yarmolenko again, it's in!
But before then, the guys are well seated, but don't forget you're going to be part of these.
Hit the back of the net.
On Facebook, Pensioners FM 106.7. On Facebook, Pensioners FM 106.7. You can be part of this. What are we looking at? A big one this afternoon. I hope I will be able to stop these guys from pulling from all cylinders.
Behind the back to the Celtic.
Okay, for my right, I've got Mr. Dari Olurin. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sports Illuminator. Good afternoon, dear listeners as well.
I want to take your club. Which club do you support?
Okay, I'm supporting Barcelona FC.
Okay. You and a particular club is contending for. I will tell you later. Okay, I got Mr. Matthew also in the building, ready for action. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How you doing? How was the journey down here?
Very fine, very fine.
So Matthew support which club?
I support Arsenal.
Fantastic. Arsenal fan in the building. Well, it's your day. And so, okay. That's fantastic. Then I've got a few minutes for you guys, for Arsenal fans. But let me just in 30 seconds. Let me spice up the show with this Arsenal anthem. You guys deserve this. After a torrid season, and just 30 seconds of Arsenal anthem before we go into the battle this afternoon.
Yarmolenko's first goal since September 2018. Masuaku doing up in there. Fabulous save from Bruno. Back for Felipe Anderson.
The fan supporters who will never let you down. We'll be there to cheer you on. Exciting times for us now. If your club has not won anything this season, don't ring me. You are not being celebrated. Shout out to every club that have won something. If your club hasn't won anything, well, maybe you still have a chance. The likes of Barcelona, Manchester United, Chelsea, and the likes and the like. And definitely today's topic is going to be who has had the better season. Manchester United and coincidentally Chelsea, who lost yesterday in the FA Cup final. So I'm going to take this guy's opinion before we go to Thursday proper. And of course, don't forget that you can also join us on Twitter. You can go straight at Sport Thursday on Twitter. And of course, the trivia is there, the Thursday is there. Drop your comment, and of course, I'm going to take everything in the course of the program. So let me start from Mr. Matthew. Who has had a better season? United, Chelsea.
To me, basically, it's Chelsea. Chelsea had a better season than Man U in many ways.
In many ways. Okay, you definitely have chosen Chelsea. So now you see Mr. Dari is taking Manchester United.
Sure.
Go straight on Twitter at Sport Thursday. I'll drop your comment there. You can go also on Facebook at Pensioners FM 106.7. You can also drop your comment. Kolawole Akindoli. I can see you. Thank you so much. Okay, what made Chelsea better, the better season? What has made United have a better season?
Okay, maybe you could go first.
You are pushing it to him.
All right. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to be able to just express myself on this afternoon. I'm very much appreciative. Let me just firstly start with this. I'm congratulating Chelsea Football Club for having a very wonderful season. At least they have assisted Liverpool to attain the
league.
Yes, the Premier League. And they also assisted. They also assisted Arsenal as well to get the FA Cup as well.
And the Europa League spots.
It makes it very wonderful for them too. And Arsenal will forever remain grateful to them for doing so. I think Chelsea is very, let me just call them master of assists this season as well. They have broken a very good record, which I've never seen this kind of record being broken by any other team before.
You're already throwing a band at Chelsea,
which is very wonderful, and I'm very much appreciative concerning that. And furthermore, I do normally hear that Chelsea that they are on transfer ban, they are this, they are that, but I don't really agree with that, because this January of this year, they purchased this guy Pulisic. They bought Pulisic, and Kovacic was also signed on a permanent deal as well, in which I also believe Kovacic was with them last season too on a no deal before they make his deal permanent. And for a player to be signed like that permanently, that simply means he's essential for the team too. And as I can see as well, Chelsea had more players on loan, several players on loan across Europe, more than any other team, in which I can also see that they are able to call some of them back this season as well, in order to just aid them as well. But upon all these that is being done, at the end of the day, they could only finish 14, which November last year, when the league is still going on, they were on 4th, while Manchester United were 10th on the table. But at the long run, I'm congratulating them for letting slip of that very position where they are, for letting Manchester United take over from them as well, which I can also see concerning Manchester United as well. They are still very much waxing very strong in Europa League too, because they are currently there. But Chelsea, I've been going on a kind of fasting these days for them, so that they can be able to just overturn the 3-0 deficit in the first leg.
I will come back to you later. You simply just throwing bant at Chelsea. Matthew, who will save you this afternoon? All this bant is too much. You're funny indeed. You're an Arsenal fan. We're supporting Chelsea, so you're supporting your London team.
Okay. To me, I Manchester United. Well, don't let me say they actually. They've been much more inconsistent this season compared to Chelsea. Although Chelsea were inconsistent as well, but not compared to what Manchester United have been through this season. Okay, number one, Chelsea. They were forced to use their inexperienced players And I think they had like 8 debutants for the Premier League. Mason Mount, inexperienced players. Okay, that's one. Okay, he said something like Chelsea bought 2 players. One is Pulisic, and the other one is Kovacic. Okay, one they were not okay. Just Kovacic. I think it was only Kovacic that actually played more games compared to Pulisic. He didn't really. Pulisic was, I think he had issues with injury problems and all. Compared to Manchester United, they signed players worth I don't know how much, but of course they had the money. They had to sign players. Using transfer ban as Chelsea's excuse might not actually be genuine because that could be like a blind excuse. But let's look at Lampard as well. I think he only has like 1 year. Okay, he only has like 1 year in Derby. That's just his first managerial experience before coming to Chelsea as a coach. And only has been managing for God knows when. So things like that. So you can't definitely rule that Chelsea are better than Manchester United. Okay, Chelsea has been on the first. They've been the first 3 teams in the Premier League before. Like I was saying, what I mean is that they've been on the top 4 since I think January. Man, you were like 10th. But of course, you can't really expect. To me, actually, they did a very wonderful job for finishing top 4, at top 4. But Manchester United going from 10th now struggling back to 4th to 3rd, and signing so much players. I don't actually feel that's a success story.
Mr. Martin doesn't feel like that's a success story. I've got to forget that British Grand Prix in Formula 1 is also going on brilliantly right at the Silverstone circuit in England. Of course, we have Magnussen and Kvyat already crashed out. While Hülkenberg didn't even start the race, he was out of the qualifying. And at the moment, 33 laps already, and seems like Hamilton is still taking the lead. Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and of course Carlos Sainz in that order. 33 laps out of 52. So that means before the show ends, definitely we might just have to give you the result of what's happening right here in England. We go back to Tozu.
Behind the back to the Celtic.
We'll give you updates on Formula 1 as it unfolds. But then back to Tozu, who has had a better season, Chelsea or United, or Frank Lampard or Ole Gunnar Solksjaer. You can go on Twitter at SportsTozu, drop your comment there. We'll read everything. United finished 4th, finished 3rd. Chelsea finished 4th. Both are still in Europe. United still in the Europa League. Chelsea need a miracle against Bayern Munich to overturn a 3-goal deficit right there in Germany. But so far, who has had the better season? Okay, guys, back to you. Better season. You haven't even justified for me why United have a better season and why Chelsea have a better season.
Yes, thank you very much, Sports Illuminator. The other time, my colleague said something concerning Manchester United's success. It was like Manchester to him, Manchester United is not. They are not supposed to be praised for that success of being in the 3rd place. But as far as I can see, let me just ask him a question that provided that there are 2 kids in the class, maybe primary 1, and they are being promoted to basic 2, and one is being relegated back to primary 1, while the other one is being retained in that primary 2, who is having more success than each other? If I may ask from you, I would like you to just be sincere with your response as well.
Of course, you want relegating.
You want relegating. So Chelsea is on number.
They are number 4.
They are on number 4. Okay.
They are as well going for Europa for Champions.
Thank
League.
you very
So,
much. But what position is Man U before they attain that third position as well?
Is Man U meant to be at that position in the first place?
Where are they meant to be, please?
Of course, wherever they want to be. But you now saying Manchester United came from grass to grace, from 10 to 4th. I don't feel that's enough to.
They didn't come from 10 to 4. They came from 10
to 3rd.
To 3rd, yes, and they actually worked for it. Do you get? And there's something you're actually saying the other time as well, that it was Lampard's first season in EPL. Let me just let you know to know this. As at last season, Solskjaer, he was an interim coach, to be precise. He was an interim manager, to be precise with you. And,
no, I was saying, what I said was that Lampard has just 1 year managerial experience. So
okay.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Ole has been managing for.
May I know where Ole has been managing before? May I know if it is a club that could be reckoned with like that in Europe, if I may ask?
Whether it doesn't matter actually. What's his name? Lampard as well was managing in League 1, and League 2 rather. Was it League 1 or League 2?
He was managing Derby County.
Okay, Derby County had some championship.
And Ole was managing at a mold, and that is in Norway, far Norway, as you can see as well. And there is something I'd like to add as well. You are claiming something the other time that Manchester United bought many players, but you have forgotten as well that they as well sold out some players too, like Lukaku, Herrera, and Fellaini too, and they also loaned out Sanchez, Smalling, and Rojo too as well. And while Chelsea as well, they are able to get some players back from loan as well, in which I have been able to just mention for you. In which I'm going to mention three for you, which is Kozuma, Massimont, and the other like that, in which they are, and as far as I can even remember, they only loan out this guy that what's the name of this striker? Okay, I'm going to come back to that, but as far as I can remember, I can only see that they sold out Eden Hazard.
Okay.
And they are able to bring in many players from loans as well, and they are able to also buy 2 players, in which I've already mentioned earlier on too.
But you can't definitely compare losing Eden Hazard to bringing back 2 loan players, inexperienced players, to say in quotes. Let me say. Okay. What did you say the other time? You said something. Okay, I would still want to talk about Lampard.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not, you can't compare years of experience as a coach to someone who just became a coach in less than 2 years. You understand? So whether you like it or not, Ole has been in the system. Whether he was managing mode or not, I don't actually care about that. But he has been in the system for a while. So, but now Lampard now coming from Derby County to Premier League and actually getting Man U on strings for actually a while, of course. But I don't actually feel Man U making top 3 is, to me, to me it's not a success story as well for Chelsea. But my point is that Chelsea had better city than you.
Okay.
I think one of the things you guys talk about most is you guys beat them 3 times. You guys beat them 3 times.
And it's a very good record. If I can,
can
say something about that. It's a very lovely record against that kind of team, which is Chelsea.
Well, but the same team you said you claim you had a very better record than they had better city than you.
Okay, let me ask you this question. It's a quick one now.
Okay.
Someone who went to university and graduated 10 years ago, and someone who went to university and graduated this year, what are they both? Are they not graduates together?
They of course graduate together, but you can't you can't still compare someone who just graduated from university and the experience. Probably the one that graduated 10 years ago has been probably working or doing something. You can't. Experience is always there.
Let me bring in this. You that have been graduated, that have graduated maybe 10 years ago, there is not. Don't let me say there is very much assurance concerning you getting a work. Do you get me now? And there is every probability that someone who just graduated now can easily get a work. Do you get me now? Yeah, but there is something I'm going to chip in quickly as well, which I would like us to just deliberate on that. They are both of them, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Lampard. There is something that if you can be able to just notice that their defense has been very porous before, in which I can actually see that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was able to just work on that, and even their midfield, even starting this season as well, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is having issues with some players who early on they were able to go on in, they are able to get the sense
in terms of their squad, who are the better squad?
To me, I feel Man U are the better squad. Man U are the better squad. The more reason why I feel they shouldn't be the way they
You feel United should just have contested for the title.
To me, I didn't agree with that.
Why?
That Manchester United is having a better squad.
Why?
Because
Why?
what
You can actually compare players. You can't look at Kepa. Look at how horrific Kepa was this season. And compared to,
let me tell you something. If the defense is zero, do you get me now? You can't really put much blames on keepers and goalkeepers as well.
No. Kepa has his fault this season. Well,
I'm not disputing that. What about DJ as well? Is he not having some errors as well that he has always been doing?
I don't want to assume you are definitely comparing Kepa and DJ right now, because of course DJ had his up and downs this, but even
you are the one that brought that up.
I was trying to compare the squad.
Okay.
Starting from the keepers, Caballero, Kepa compared to Romero and DG. Now look at the defense. Can you compare Zuma to Maguire? Of course no. You can't compare even Tomori. Tomori is of course inexperienced, and you can't really compare him to. Of course, Nino has been playing at the high level, at a very high level for a while. So now look at Man U signed a right back of, I think, how much is Wan-Bissaka again? I think it's 50-something million.
Okay.
So now look at Chelsea. They got zero. How much did they buy? How much did they get Reece James? So 0,000 or $0 rather. Okay, now compare.
Let me quickly come in. Let me quickly come in. May I know if you are aware that mostly this season Chelsea has not been using that Reece James that you're talking about. They have been using their captain, Cesar Azpilicueta.
And it has been wonderful as well.
And I ask you, who is more experienced in between Cesar Azpilicueta and Aaron Wan-Bissaka? As I've said earlier on, that experience tells a lot. Who is more experienced?
Azpilicueta is more experienced, of course.
Okay,
but
thank you for that.
Azpilicueta has been, well, he actually played well this season.
He has been what? Kindly make that clear.
He has not been really consistent. Azpilicueta has not been the same Azpilicueta we have been knowing for a time now. Okay, so to me,
the excuse has been United spent a lot of money and Chelsea let Hazard go, and that was why they feel Chelsea has a very good season compared to United, who have spent more money. Does that play the factor in this season?
But Chelsea has also spent out as well, which I've already made mention as well.
Just two players. Man U signed Fernandes in January. Okay, if not for Fernandes, I'm very sure Man U can't leave that 10th position you were.
But at least he's able to buy someone that fits into that position they have been looking for. But I'm making a kind of reference the other time that I'm talking about both of them having issues with their defense line, in which as far as I can see these days, Lampard is only keen on players. He's only buying players that are mainly attackers. He's not buying any defenders at all. May I know if he wants to be using those attackers as defenders? I don't know.
The transfer window is not over, so they are just starting, and I think they are more concerned about the attacks than defense right now. Okay. So they would definitely do whatever they like to do, and whether he likes, he shouldn't buy any player again. That doesn't mean, so that will be another argument next season. You understand? So, but for now let's come back to the squad. Looking at, Pogba had a lot of injuries this season compared to Chelsea's midfielders. But Chelsea had a lot of midfielders actually. Barkley, Mason Mount, they had a lot of options.
Kante,
of course. But you can still tell me, I can still argue that Chelsea had the better midfield than Man U before, prior to Fernandes' arrival. You understand? Okay. But after, to me, Man U started playing in January. Okay. Basically, Man started playing football.
Then what happened to Chelsea back then as well?
They've been playing so well.
But they have been playing very well as well. I know what happened to them.
They were, of course, you can't still. That's where experience comes in. You understand? That's where experience comes in. To me, So that's just why I feel you can't. No, Man U was
To me,
really,
Chelsea
Man U
really
was
had.
poor this season.
To me, Chelsea really had.
Chelsea even beat Man U, but no.
May I know how many times they are able to meet this season before they are able to just beat that Manchester United as well.
They won you at FA Cup level now.
It is not how far but how well. If you are able to just calculate it.
How many points did gap them with on the Premier League table? Was it not 2 points?
There's
Queuing up in there. Fabulous save from Krul. Back for Felipe Anderson. Snodgrass, Allaire onto it. And Krul to the rescue again. Here for Snodgrass. Krul in the right place again. Behind the back.
It's the Sport Thursday on Passioners 106.7 FM. We're going to break now, but the break, instead of music, I told you I'm going to celebrate Arsenal fans, Arsenal Football Club. And of course, I'll take some of their reactions. That will be the break for today instead of music. Normally, we go on a musical break and we come back and open the phone lines and take messages and of course tweets. But this time around, you got to listen to Arsenal fans reacting to our victory yesterday. And of course, we'll come back on the show. Take your messages. Let me give you the studio lines at 090-81-11-1067, at 090-81-11-1067, or 080-80-10-1067, or 080-80-10-1067. Or you can message me on WhatsApp at 090-2672-1042, 090-2672-1042. You can also go to on Twitter at Sport Thursday. Drop your comments. Okay, stand up for the champion, Arsenal.
Very, very, very happy. In fact, I can't explain how I'm feeling right now. In fact, this season has been the worst we've had since I can't remember when we had this type of a season, but we still top it up with a trophy. I'm minding that the kind of season we had when we started.
I'm very, very, very happy tonight. As an under-G Arsenal fan. Beginning of this season, nobody gave us a chance. Sacking Emery, Lampard, and everybody thought Arteta was a failure, but he did wonderful.
Shout out to Arsenal fans.
Even before the game, I've been celebrating because I know that Arsenal can never lose the FA Cup. And I'm really happy for the win, because now Arsenal we have the money to buy some players.
Well, deserving win for Arsenal, no doubt about it. You look at how they've played, you look at how Mikel Arteta has actually improved the side. He spent just 8 months at Arsenal and was able to deliver the FA Cup title. Of course, it has not been a very rosy ride for Arsenal all through the season. But what matters in football is what you do at the end of the campaign, at the end of the season. And rightly so was able to deliver us to deliver.
Oh yeah, truth is I wrote off Arsenal before the final. Actually, because I believe we don't have anything to defeat Chelsea at this stage. The bench, the team doesn't even look confident enough to do it. But then, Arteta did it too, and Arsenal did it.
Arteta did it.
I just hope.
Hello everyone, my name is Temijista and I'm a Gunners fan. Concerning the final today, I can say for sure that I am truly elated, truly happy. Words cannot express how joyous I am. And I think credit to the fans for persevering a season that looked like nothing was going to come out of it. Here we are. London is red. England is red. Courtesy, Aubameyang, the team, and most importantly, Arteta. I think they've done marvelously well in getting a trophy in a season that
are celebrating Arsenal fans. Arsenal Football Club are getting their reaction yesterday. Elated. They can't believe their season has been turned around. Out of the Europa League via the log 2019-2020 season, but then via the FA Cup 14th win, they got that in the bag. Aubameyang getting 2 goals, and Chelsea had Kovacic have been sent off in that game. The crowd foul, saying the referee didn't do so well, but then it is what it is. Arsenal under Mikel Arteta did the magic yet again. First of his trophy, the first of its kind for him, for the former Arsenal player, and became the youngest manager to win the FA Cup. Big time for Arsenal fans. They can't just believe their eyes. Beat Manchester City and of course defeated Chelsea. Let's take more reactions. I told you the musical break today will be for Arsenal fans. Definitely they deserve this. After a torrid season started under Unai Emery, and of course came on board with Freddie Lampard, and definitely Mikel Arteta. Seems like there's a future for Arsenal.
I saw it, I said it, you have all seen it. Arsenal are kings of the oldest trophy in England, the undisputed FA Cup kings. Come on, you Gunners!
I feel so excited after all the shaming and the insults. You know, it's a relief. I'm happy. Gunners for life.
Well, I feel so happy, so excited. I feel so awesome, just like dancing without hearing drums. Because, man, this season is one of the, let me even say, the worst season ever in Arsenal's history. Finishing the season behind the best teams in the league and coming out winning the FA Cup and qualifying.
Well, I feel great about Arsenal's FA Cup win in a season that looked like it was going to be the worst season yet. The team managed to rally back, after 3 managers and, still won the FA Cup. It was a great end, to the season. I feel great and elated. I feel like it's something Arteta can build on and,
Arsenal anthem there.
Arsenal, we're on your side. Our love we cannot hide. Our hearts are open wide for nobody else but you. Whether at home or away, we come to see you play. We'll be there on the day that presents the honor that's meant for you.
What's that, Randy? You look like you were shot out of a cannon down the lane.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back from that break dedicated to Arsenal fans. I'm back to Sport Thursday on the show this afternoon. It's still United versus Chelsea, who has had the better season. Is it United? Is it Chelsea? Is it Frank Lampard? Is it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? And of course, the studio line 09081 11 10 67 or 08080 10 10 67. Or you can send your message on WhatsApp 090 26 72 10 42. Or you can go on Twitter at SportTozo and drop your comments.
This time he's hit the back of the net. Andre Yarmolenko's first goal since.
Okay, guys, let's go this way. Looking at big game performance of both clubs who have done it on the big stage very well. Big game performance. I mean, looking at both clubs, big games who have caught it very well in those big games.
Well, I feel Man U has actually tried. They defeated Manchester City 3 times this season, and they stopped Liverpool. They drew Liverpool once. But Chelsea as well, they defeated Manchester City, they defeated Man U, they defeated Arsenal as well, and Wolves, of course. They would definitely say they're a big team right now.
I'm not seeing Wolves as a very big team in the English Premier League.
Why are they not a big team? They're a big team now compared to.
May I know when they turned into a big team?
Even Leicester,
Wolves.
Even Leicester is a big team.
They're not.
No, Wolves actually a big team.
They're only upcoming teams there. They are not big teams. Even when we are talking about the big goals
then definitely Tottenham is not a big team as well.
I've never been counting Tottenham as a big team in the English Premier League. Yes, those ones those ones have been seen as big guns there. They were Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea,
and then Manchester City,
Liverpool as well.
They are not a big team to Manchester City.
Manchester City, they just joined those leagues as well, of those big clubs there too as well.
But
recently,
but
they joined.
for the last decade, they've actually proved themselves, and Chelsea as well. Then you won't be calling Chelsea a big team as well if you want to going by your own term.
No, Chelsea is a big team because the reason why I'm saying that is
because they won Champions League.
No, it's not because of that. If you can look at it within the last 20 years, look at their achievements as well compared to that Man City that you're talking about too.
Well,
they've really done well.
I actually understand history. I understand history, but going by what I was saying Leicester is a big team. What's it called? Wolves as well. They're a big team, whether you like it or not.
So you're right.
No, not to me. Wolves actually tried a lot this season. They almost qualified for Champions League. They defeated Manchester City twice. Nobody would want to play Wolves tomorrow and won't be scared. Even Manchester United will be scared if they want to play Wolves. So those things are part of.
Back to our discussion.
Okay.
So who Lampard, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was a better manager?
To me, it is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I've said earlier on. And may I know if you can tell
why is Ole Gunnar?
Yes, I'm going to analyze that.
Lampard.
I'm going to analyze that. You know, if you have been employed for a job, do you get me now? And they have been paid for that job, you are supposed to do the work very well, so that at the end of the day, they will know that you are what you are being paid for.
I would mention 5 top coaches outside top 4 that are actually better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Okay.
One is Nuno Espirito Santo, Wolves coach.
But currently, we are talking about Frank Lampard and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Of course. But now going by what you were saying,
let's leave that topic for another day. Let's talk about what's currently on ground.
But Solskjaer actually tried. I won't discredit him for doing that. But Lampard was a better coach than Solskjaer.
May I know if you are aware that?
Let me pick this call. Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Samuel calling from Tipa Garage.
Samuel from Tipa Garage. Okay, you have the floor.
Yes. To me, the best manager between Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Lampard, I'll give it to Lampard. Yes.
You give it to Lampard?
I'll give it to Lampard.
So who are the better season between United and Chelsea?
I can't say.
Who are the better season between United and Chelsea?
Hello,
who has had the better season between United and Chelsea?
I think it's Chelsea. I'll give it to Chelsea.
Give it to Chelsea, why?
The reason is that, you see, Chelsea cannot buy Leah. violent, and they supposed to prove themselves. So that's why.
Okay, Chelsea could not buy players, so they needed to prove themselves, and that was the stroke for you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Samuel.
Behind the back to the Celtic.
Okay, let me take some messages on WhatsApp before I go straight to Twitter. I got this one from Defense Marshall. He said, if you want to give up in life, remember Chelsea Football Club. They started the season with hopelessness. Lost their best player, Hazard. Okay, let me pick this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, your name and where you calling from? Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good afternoon, your name and where you're calling from?
Man of Grace from Ibadan.
Okay, man of Grace. You're welcome on board.
Yeah. Yes, sir. No, I don't like calling on radio programs, but this one is very interesting. So
okay.
So now, let me start from the teams. Now, looking at from the beginning of the season, Arsenal, Man were able to sign players, but Chelsea were not. Why were they not able to sign players? Because they were banned. Why were they banned? Because they had some shady business. Then whose business is that? At least it's their fault. It's just like a student cheating in the exam hall and being rusticated. And who is he or she to blame? Blame yourself for not being able to sign players. Don't blame that on anybody. That's the first thing. Now, what players do Man U signed in the beginning of the season? They signed Daniel James, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka. Those are the three players they started with the season with when they signed. Now, and Chelsea, and after Man U signed those players, they were what? They were able to ship out some players. Rojo went out on loan. Fellaini was sold. Smalling went out on loan. Sanchez went out on loan. Lukaku was sold. It's like getting three players and like 7 players that went out. But for Chelsea, only Hazard is the only player that went out. But they had many players that came back from loan. And likewise, Pulisic and Kovacic contracts were Pulisic was both. Kovacic
low contract was permanent.
Yes, and this time Kovacic we are talking about is their best player this season, and this Pulisic but their second best player this season. Now tell me, if those 2 players were not signed, I'm telling you they are finished 10th. So now that's the part about the players. Now let's talk about the season proper. Now when they started like house on fire, after they came in and they had to go back a little bit. So, but after they restart, Bruno Fernandes came in, and January, Chelsea has the chance to sign a player, but they intentionally made up their mind not to. Probably because they see that the players they had is enough for them. So it's their problem, not everybody's problem. So Manchester United signed Bruno Fernandes and things turn around for them. So it's nobody's problem. Now talking about who is a better coach, looking at it personally, Gunnar Solskjaer, I cannot say he's a better coach. Let's be frank here. And Lampard as well, I cannot say he's a better coach because he works in a bottling company now. He bought 2 championship player.
He works in a bottling company.
So he's now working Super Cup playoff. He bottled it. Yes, he bottled it. So I cannot say he's a good coach either. Yeah, but at least Solskjaer at least has performed somehow. So I can say, looking at those two, at every parameters, I will give it to Man U over Chelsea. At least this season, I will give it to Man U. I have a lot to say, but let me stop there.
Okay, thank you so much, man of God. That was in depth from you. He said, Lampard is now working in a bottling company. That was a hit. Okay, breaking news: Lewis Hamilton has won at the British Grand Prix. With only 3 tires on his car, Lewis Hamilton turned this around. He had a punctured car going to the last lap, but then with that punctured car, he limped across the line. And of course, he takes this. Lewis Hamilton yet again taking the British Grand Prix. That's the breaking news. Of course, let me take this one from Defense Marshall, like I was reading. If you want to give up in life, remember Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea started the season with hopelessness, lost their best player, Hazard to Real Madrid, and lost another elder statesman, David Luiz, to Arsenal. While their mates were spending hundreds of millions in the transfer window, they were given transfer ban. From nowhere, players I don't know, even know their surnames, were said to be their best player this season. Who is Mason Mount? Which one be Tammy Abraham? Even James? Is this a Bible class? Why not go bring out the Jesus disciple? It's a case for Chelsea. As if things were in worse, yet they had a man who has tested coaching only for 1 year in his entire life. A man that has never coached a team in the Premier League and immature Frank Lampard to become their manager. As if Titanic is not even sinking enough. Their first match for the 4-0 loss to Manchester United. Tell me where Man U will be without Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire. Now show me another tear-jerking emotional story than this since Jack and Rose in Titanic. Wow, that was a bit long, but then I appreciate them from Defense Marshall making a big case for Chelsea. They didn't have Rudiger, William Christensen, Pedro, Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek, Kante and Giroud at the start of the season. But then others stood up to consolidate the season. I'll take you so much to 090 81 11 10 67 or 080 80 10 10 67. You can message me at 090 26 72 10 42. Okay, who had more developed player who made use of the youth and made sure that they could balance the team? I mean, talking about development of those players. Who had more out of the two teams?
To be frank about that, actually, I should just say Chelsea as a fan concerning that. Anyway.
Talking about new players coming out and becoming a revelation for the season.
Yes, Chelsea really tried concerning that, but I'm still seeing that Chelsea team as a team in progress anyway, because they performed below Spa, as I've said earlier on. Where Sarri left last season was he left Chelsea on third on the league table. Whereby Lampard he left them on the fourth position in the league table this season as well. And as far as I can see as well, I later realized that Chelsea, they consider as much goals as Brighton considered as well this season too. And also they also lost FA Cup final to Arsenal that yesterday as well, which I was not really too impressive, too happy about the way they played yesterday. It was very, very poor of them. Because at that second half, they don't really play well at all. There was not even a shot on target, and that the special Lampard couldn't do anything concerning that. At least it is what is being paid for. He's supposed to make some changes or do some kind of works as well on that field in that second half, so that we can be able to know that, okay, as a very good coach as well or manager, he has even done something special. Even though they lose, okay, just know that, okay, he has even tried his best.
Okay, let me take some treats there. Before Matthew reacts, Ole has been superb, beating Chelsea and Manchester City home and away is a great hit. A feat the mighty Liverpool and City couldn't even achieve. Aside that, finishing third despite all odds against him and still in contention for European trophy is a great hit too. So it's giving it to Ole, it's giving it to United. That is the wise_official on Twitter. Okay, more tweet coming in. Victor McKefa is saying, frankly speaking, and Lampard's Chelsea knew, despite the challenges with the squad and his relative inexperience is in the UCL and of course at the FA Cup final, which they unfortunately lost yesterday. Mikel Dami, as if Frank Lampard went against all odds and took the challenge and still fired us to the top 4. This is a Chelsea fan, I can confirm this. The word us alone, the word us. Okay, Mio Asuku. He said, I think it's Frank Lampard because he took over Chelsea with transfer ban. They lost some key players like Hazard and Lewis. He brought in academy player and qualified Chelsea to the next Champions League. He's in the FA Cup final, which likely he will win, so I go for Lampard. I'm sorry he didn't even win the FA Cup. So who are the steel? Who manage the pressure? Who are the steel? Who are the determination? Who manage the pressure so well? United, Chelsea, Lampard, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
To me, it is Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Because as I've said earlier on, when the season started as well, there are many players that got injured, in which he was able to still manage the player before he was able to just get some of them back towards the end of the season as well, and they were still able to catch up. And because as I've said earlier on, that at November last year as well, Chelsea was far above them, but at the long run, he was able to just go that third position, and the fourth position went for Chelsea as well.
Okay, you think managing an injury crisis is a much bigger problem than managing toddlers who are just debuting in the Premier League?
At least there are no if it is injury. Concerning the injury crisis as well,
but
let me cite an example for you.
Both clubs have academy, and of course they could take players from the academy, which man you actually did. So you were talking about Greenwood was also a revelation this season. So and he played so well, even though you guys lost Lukaku.
Sure.
But Greenwood filled in at some point. You understand? So now coming back to Chelsea, they didn't have injury crisis really, but even you made mention of Pulisic. Pulisic didn't really play this season. He only came back, if not for the pandemic. Pulisic might have.
There was a certain time he was having injury as well, if you can remember.
Of course, but
before that injury, do you know how many number of goals and how many assists he was able to make as well?
No, of course he actually tried, but
he has really had a great season.
But whether you like it or not, you can't stick up on this season a great season for him. Not really a great season in some ways, because left to me, he's a starter, you understand? He could have actually played the whole game.
But do you know that this season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, there are 4 players that are able to score above 10 goals as well in that Manchester United squad. Even Martial and Rashford, they are able to get their own personal best form this season as well. Are you aware?
Because they are experienced. You can't compare.
So they are more experienced than the Oliver Giroud, right?
Apart from Giroud, who else is in Chelsea's?
No, I'm asking you now. You know, Rashford is a striker. Let's compare those ones that are in the same.
Before you go there, let me take messages from the Facebook. Oluwatobi Odudi, okay, it's talking about Arsenal. Yeah, I knew from the start that Arsenal will definitely win the FA Cup because of their positive energy and the good determination compared to that of a weak Chelsea morale. Okay, Adekwado John says, Chelsea, because your manager, Frank Lampard, was able to manage and maximize the crop of players he met on ground when he took over the coaching job of Chelsea FC. And he further said, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being in charge of United, besides the management of the company, bought better players for the coach. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. John, of course, Kingspade Taiwo as well, right there on our Facebook page, talking about United and of course Chelsea. So you guys are saying, comparing players, United attack against Chelsea's attack.
Yes, as I'm saying earlier on, those 2 players they have been struggling recently, but on this season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I've said earlier on, Martial and Rashford as well, they are able to perform above expectation this season as well. In which, if I can remember clearly, Martial, he was able to score his first hat-trick under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this season as well. And as well as you can see as well, Mason Greenwood as well, he performed excellently well this season. And as I've said earlier on, it is not how far but how well as well. And you can remember, Manchester United has second fewest games lost in the league. After the first club that did that was Liverpool, if I can remember very well. They lost they are the first in the league that lost fewer games than the rest. Do you get me now? While the second that lost fewest games again after Liverpool is Manchester United as well, and they are only able to concede fewer goals as well.
Even at that,
okay,
Man U was third. It's not as if, to me, it's what we are arguing, what we are debating here. To me, it's actually not what.
So let me ask you something. Out of those 20 clubs in the league, if someone got position number 3 out of maybe 20 people are in the class, and someone got position number 3, so that means that person doesn't do well.
But that's a class setting.
Let's look at it in the league table as well. If they want to qualify for Champions League as well,
there's no award for being third.
There is no award, but the money that the person that occupied that third position is going to collect is it not going to be much more than the person that is occupying the fourth position?
But that's
an award on its own.
That's the business aspect.
May I know if you are aware of that?
That's an award
on its own.
That's the business aspect of football.
Okay, provided if they are supposed to say okay,
the money,
the first three are going to go for Champions League. Where are you going to find Chelsea?
You are not the president of UEFA, so you can't make that.
No, I'm just asking.
So
I didn't mean it's like that.
It's a top four. It's a top 4 thing.
Okay.
So first 4 teams are going to the Champions League, whether you like it or not. So coming third and coming fourth is still synonymous to me. Now you've been claiming Man U this, Man U that, but looking at it, I think Man U only gap Chelsea with just 2 points, and
even if it is 1 point, and there was a certain time when Manchester City they won the league with 1 point, and they are able to just defend that to the very last match.
No, you can't even compare.
No, you're only saying it is only 2 points. I'm not telling you about a point as well.
But you people were not.
A point is a point. 2 points is also a point as well. Even if it's a point, it's a point.
Man U and Chelsea were not competing for any title. You can't compare winning the title or winning the league.
They are competing to be in the Champions League as well.
Of course,
if you can remember, because their last matches was what.
They both achieved it. Okay. Now, okay, this is it. One of Chelsea's goals this season was just to qualify for Champions League, to maintain a Champions League qualification, just as they did last season. And Manchester United.
Were you there when they are having that meeting?
No, of course, it's definitely what they want to achieve, but they never knew they could achieve that.
Okay, guys, I think it's 57. I think it's just a minute or two to go out of the studio because of the next program.
There's something I'm going to add to these.
Okay, quickly, last shot on the show.
After finishing third place in the English Premier League table season, Man United are still waxing stronger in the UEFA Europa League. As I've said earlier on, and don't be surprised if they later win it as well.
That would be
and
surprised.
I would also want the rest of you
possible
to say about Chelsea again when they return to the Allianz Arena to receive their remaining lashes in the hands of the magnificent Bayern Munich.
No, of course.
That as winning always as their
no Premier League team apart from Liverpool and maybe Man City could defeat Bayern Munich. Chelsea losing to Bayern Munich is obviously
acceptable, right? Acceptable.
No team can except Manchester City and Liverpool. So they are. To me,
I'm not going with that with you.
Why?
Guys, we have to go on the show. Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Dari.
You're welcome, sir.
And of course, Mr. Martin, thanks for coming on board. Okay, that's the start of the package this afternoon. Many thanks to our callers. And of course, everybody that have tweeted at us. And everybody on Facebook. Kola Kindoli, Oluwatobi Odudinran, Kasalib Sahid, Adekwali John, and every other person out there who have also listened to us this afternoon. Of course, another time will be next week on this show. Many thanks to my producer, Babatunde Tiamiyo. And of course, my DC on duty, Balikis Ishola Taiwo. Like I used to say, sport is life, always endeavor to exercise your heart. I remain Raymond to look with the sport Illuminator. And once again, congratulations to Arsenal fans for the FA Cup victory yesterday. Tomorrow, join Idris Abiola on Sports Spectra by 8 a.m. Going to give you a lowdown of everything that happened in Formula 1. And I saw Hamilton become champion yet again. This man is on a mission to equal Michael Schumacher's 7th title in the Formula 1 championship. Enjoy the rest of the day and have a beautiful week. Good afternoon.